Welcome to the Community Health Heroes Show, where we spotlight local organizations that provide much needed health and wellness resources and information so that everyone in our community can strive to live healthier, happier, and longer lives. I'm Dr. Penny Walker, Senior Medical Director for United Healthcare Southeast Region. Thank you for joining us. Today on Community Health Heroes, we'll be talking with Keith LeBlanc, who will tell us about the American Diabetes Association upcoming Father of the Year event. Dr. Jill Donaldson, owner of Bippo's Place for Smiles and Kids Dental Zone, who will share how you can take care of your child's dental health. And Chef Bradley McGee of Blue Line Sandwich Company, who will show us how to make a delicious chicken salad that is both nutritious and delicious. So don't go away. We'll be right back with more Community Health Heroes.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back to Community Health Heroes. Did you know there are nearly 24 million Americans, including over 330,000 in Louisiana, who have diabetes? While an estimated 17.9 million have been diagnosed, unfortunately, 5.7 million people are still unaware that they have diabetes. If the present trend continues, 1 in 3 Americans faces a future with diabetes. Joining us today to tell us about the American Diabetes Association upcoming Father of the Year event, which will help raise awareness and funds for diabetes education and prevention, is this year's honoree, Keith LeBlanc, CEO of MHM Urgent Care. Welcome to the show, Keith.
Good morning, thank you.
So tell me about this Father of the Year event that's coming up.
So on an annual basis, the American Diabetes Association partners with the Father of the Year Council to recognize 4 fathers from the local community that are exemplary fathers and have some connection to diabetes, either personally or professionally.
Well, how do you choose your candidates, or how do they come to you?
Believe it or not, the board of the Diabetes Association, the local board nominates, as well as the prior honorees. So this year we had over 35 nominations.
Wow, that's a lot.
Then the prior honorees sit on a committee to recommend the fathers that get recognized. So it's really, really a very, very prestigious event. It's really, very nice.
And how did the two organizations come together?
Believe it or not, it was over 50 years ago. I think
wow.
there was some personal connection from the Father's Day Council. Over 24 million people in this country suffer from diabetes. So I think the attempt there was to create a fraternity, for lack of a better term, of local business leaders that have some connectivity. In other cities like New York and Los Angeles, this has been going on for over 50 years. Here in New Orleans, this is our 3rd year.
And so when is this event occurring?
It's Friday, June 19th, down at the Hilton. We'll be recognizing 4 fathers this year, again, each of which have some either professional or personal contact with diabetes.
And if our audience want to find out more information about either how to nominate a father or how to come to this event, how would they do that?
Yes, through the local chapter, so it's www.maine.diabetes.org, or they can dial the local chapter at 504-889-0278.
And when do you have to nominate by, like, for next year?
Usually, believe it or not, the nominations start coming in almost immediately after the event. Last year, I think we got 10 or 12 nominations from people in the audience. So I think it's a really unique combination of a personal recognition of the fathers, as well as a business function to try to raise awareness and money for diabetes. So anytime during the year, we usually try to choose the fathers by January, and then go through a process of their contacts and their outreach and their network.
That's fascinating. Is it just the New Orleans area, or is it the whole state of Louisiana?
Believe it or not, at this point, the Diabetes Association represents the whole state.
Okay.
The current Father of the Year event is just in the greater New Orleans area.
But you can nominate people from Shreveport, Monroe,
Absolutely.
Lafayette?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So again, it's a little bit in its infancy, but it's gaining some momentum. We have 2 prior classes, so the fathers get together 2 or 3 times a year. Some of it's social, some of it's business, but it's absolutely beginning to pick up some momentum, and a lot of good ideas and a lot of good functions for the Diabetes Association come from it.
Great. Thank you so much for being on the show and sharing this important information with
My
us.
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
When we come back, we'll be speaking with pediatric dentist Dr. Jill Donaldson about protecting your child's teeth. So don't go away. There's more to come on Community Health Heroes.
This song was created with heartbeats of children in need. Find out how it can help frontline health workers bring hope to millions of children at everybeatmatters.org.
Sometimes life throws you something unexpected, but the Breeze Dream Foundation and United Way are giving both individuals and businesses a chance to help folks in our region. You can be the one to help those in need weather their personal storms, both large and small. You can be the one to help others rebuild their lives and get back in the game. Because when you give, amazing things happen. So step up and be the next one.
Find out how you can help at thenextonesela.org.
Welcome back to Community Health Heroes. Do you know when your kids should have their first dental visit, or that milk does a body good, but not before bed or when sleeping? Joining us today to discuss your child's dental health is Dr. Jill Donaldson, pediatric dentist and owner of Bippo's Place for Smile and Kids Dental Zone. Welcome to the show, Dr. Donaldson.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So you're a pediatric dentist, and we have lots of kids in this area that kind of have poor dental hygiene.
Well, Louisiana definitely is one of the leading states with the most amount of cavities and the least amount of treated work.
And why do you think that is?
Some of it is lack of education. Some of it is genetics. Cavities are familial. So when our parents suffered from a lot of decay and then they pass that bacteria on to their kids, then unfortunately a lot of children start out behind the 8 ball as far as fighting decay.
So when should you start taking your child to the dentist? How old do they need to be?
12 months of age.
Okay.
We always say first visit, first birthday. And you really want to find a dental home. The American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry drives that meaning home, because of the fact that some people just bring their kids in when they have a toothache.
Right.
And what you want is a good working relationship with a pediatric dentist. In some cases, it'll be a general dentist, and that you're in constant communication with them, not only for preventive care, but also for emergency care and for restorative care. And it's an ongoing relationship that you have with that pediatric dentist.
Just as important as having a primary care doctor, it's important to have a primary care
That's
dental.
That's pediatric dentist, that's
right,
it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So when there's too much fluoride, sometimes we're hearing these reports, there's either too much fluoride or not enough fluoride in our water. What are your feelings about that?
Well, we should always have fluoride in 2 different ways.
Okay.
A systemic fluoride is in a water source or in a supplement on the North Shore. I have to prescribe a supplement for patients because there are a lot of communities that are not fluoridated. In New Orleans, the water is fluoridated.
Okay.
Right now, they're looking at maybe lowering the amount of water fluoridation just by a little bit, and that's probably to accommodate the fact that there are so many more products on the market these days that are not only available over the counter, but even prescriptions. When I have a child that's high cavities risk, then I do tend to write them a prescription for a higher amount of fluoridated toothpaste, but it's prescription only. But when you kind of put all of that in together, I think they feel like the water level, of fluoridation should be just a little less to accommodate for that.
So you can't get too much fluoride.
That's it. You can get too much fluoride. And they found that originally when they first introduced fluoride, that it can cause something called fluorosis of the enamel. It's basically a splotchiness. We have a lot of splotchiness blotchiness on teeth in the Louisiana area, but it's in non-fluoridated areas. And so generally that is another familial condition.
Okay.
It's called enamel hypoplasia. And we do see a lot of defects on teeth from that. But you should have the fluoride both systemically and topically. So when you're getting topical fluoride through a toothpaste or some sort of dentifrice, rinse, that's topical. It's not systemic. When a child swallows it, does it make it a little systemic? Yes, but the American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry recommends both.
Okay. So how do you know if you're getting too much fluoride?
Well, if a child swallows a lot of toothpaste, like if they were to swallow a tube of toothpaste, it would make them throw up.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember, but when we used to get our fluoride treatments at an office, we would hold it in a mouthpiece and you'd drip for 4 minutes. And I did that for the first, I guess, 5 to 7 years of practice. And a lot of the kids did throw up because they'd swallow it.
Okay.
And so that's one sure way that you know real quick if they ingest a large amount of fluoride is that they're going to vomit.
Okay.
But otherwise, a fluorosis of the teeth looks very different than the enamel hypoplasia I was speaking of.
Okay.
And a dentist might recognize it and say, listen, what's y'all's water source? Are you double dipping? Are you having it in your water and having a supplement given to you? Those are things that we need to be looking for as dentists.
So really the best place to go is to your pediatric dentist.
That's right.
Okay.
That's correct.
And then it's summertime now and there's a lot of activities going on. Kids get kind of crazy. What can they do to help protect their teeth?
Well, obviously by wearing a mouth guard. You can have one made for you by your pediatric dentist, but actually I just carry a boil and bite mouth guard in my practice, made by Shock Doctor. It does the job. They drop it in the boiled water and they bite into it. That way you can switch it out because kids are constantly changing teeth out.
Right.
So they're losing baby teeth, they're getting permanent teeth in, and then that mouth guard might not fit as well anymore. So I find that the little Shock Doctor or other similar devices that you just drop in the boiled water and you have them bite into, they're a little bit easier to kind of constantly keep up with that child's bite as far as which teeth they have in their mouth.
And so how often should they change their mouth guard?
When they feel like it's not fitting anymore, when they feel like it's rocking or that it's not staying in place, then they should change it out. But people think that you should just wear it for football, but there are tons of sports. To be honest with you, I see the most accidents with teeth with things like baseball, trampolining, bike accidents. I mean, it's really a good idea to protect your teeth anytime that you're doing anything that it might cause a fall, skateboarding and scooters.
Absolutely. I could see skateboarding.
Yes.
And if we want to know more information about pediatric dental care, where would we go for that?
Well, there's a great new website that's been put out by the ADA. It's like a new Monster Mouth campaign that they started last year, and it's mychildrensteeth.org. But one of the best websites, and I tell parents this all the time, is the American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry website, and that's aapd.org. And then, of course, you go to bipposplace.com or thekidsdentalzone.com to find out just about what we have to offer locally.
Well, thank you for this really valuable information and for taking the time to come on our show today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
When we return, we'll be in the kitchen with Chef Bradley McGee of Blue Line Sandwich Company for another Eat Fit NOLA cooking segment. So don't go away. There's more Community Health Heroes.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers. The first pitch is fouled between
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
I'm Molly Kimball, registered dietitian with Oxnard's Elmwood Fitness Center. We've collaborated with more than 50 local restaurants to create Eat Fit NOLA, a partnership that highlights the better for you items right there on a restaurant's menu. We make it easy for you to dine at your favorite New Orleans restaurants, guilt-free. Every month, the Community Health Heroes Show shines a spotlight on one of our city's incredible chefs who will show you how you can make healthier choices when dining in their restaurant or any of our other great Eat Fit NOLA restaurants. So don't go away. Community Health Heroes will be right back with our Eat Fit NOLA cooking segment.
Are you getting this, honey?
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards!
Oh, don't. Oh.
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay, here it comes.
Oh, Mom!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you. Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
Joining us for today's Eat Fit NOLA cooking segment is Chef Bradley McGee of Blue Line Sandwich Company, who's going to prepare a delicious chicken salad kale Caesar salad. Thanks so much for joining us today, Brad.
Thanks for having me here.
So tell me about this dish that you're preparing.
Well, it's kind of a healthy version of my grandmother's chicken salad that she used to make for me when I was a kid.
Okay.
I just like to...
You adapted Grandma's recipe.
Exactly.
Awesome. So tell me about how many calories and what's in the
Well,
ingredients.
it's actually a very healthy dish. It's lean, boneless, skinless, white meat chicken breast. And instead of like the traditional chicken salad where you're using a mayonnaise base, we use more of a yogurt base. There's a little bit of mayo in there. You know, you need a little bit of that flavor.
Okay.
But
it smells like this is seasoned. Did you marinate it?
We marinated this. You know, with the Eat Fit NOLA, some of the parameters of the program, or the parameters that each dish has to fit, sodium is a big thing.
Okay.
So we don't put a lot of salt in our marinades at Blue Line. We like to use stuff, we supplement, instead of the salt, we'll use things like citrus, you know, lemon peel or orange juice, something like that to kind of wake up the flavors of the food. So it's a low sodium, like lemon pepper marinade.
It smells delicious.
Yeah, it's smelling pretty good.
So lemon pepper marinade.
Yeah.
And you did that overnight?
We did that overnight. You want to try and do it about 10 or 12 hours.
Okay. And how many calories is going to be in this dish total?
Well, for one serving, it's going to be in the neighborhood of 250 to 300 calories, and that's 3 to 4 ounces of the chicken salad, and a small kale Caesar bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have quite a few recipes that are Eat Fit NOLA on the menu.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
At Blue Line, currently we have 5 dishes that are Eat Fit NOLA friendly, and plus we've been running specials a lot lately. We usually have an Eat Fit NOLA soup, or it's been so hot out, we've been doing watermelon gazpacho with some crab meat lately, and that definitely fits the bill for Eat Fit NOLA.
And that's a really interesting name, the Blue Line Sandwich Company. Tell me about that.
Blue Line Sandwich Company is named after the old streetcar line that came down Metairie Road. It was in the early 1900s. I think it stopped running in 1938. Came all the way down Metairie Road and actually stopped right in front of where our shop is now at 2023 Metairie Road.
So you were where they used to stop down the Blue Line?
Yeah.
Oh, how neat. That's
you
a
can
cool name.
you can still see the tracks where they used to be in some places along Metairie Road. A lot of people don't know there was a streetcar that came down Metairie Road.
No, I didn't know that either. So what are you going to put in this dish? You said a little bit of yogurt.
We have some yogurt, some mayonnaise. We can actually make the dressing part of it now.
Okay.
While the chicken's finishing up. So we have some yogurt. This is some mayonnaise right there. We have some non-fat Greek yogurt, which is it's a great substitute for mayonnaise. I like to use that in a lot of the healthy versions of dishes that I make. Some toasted pecans. My grandmother would love pecans and put pecans in everything. She was a Southern woman, so we put some pecans in there for some crunch. We're also going to put a little bit of parsley.
Okay. Add some pretty color.
Yeah, and just nice bright, fresh flavors to it. Creole mustard is one of my favorite ingredients.
Love it.
Mustard is such a great ingredient. It's got a ton of flavor, and it's good for you. It doesn't have a lot of the fat or the as long as you get the low sodium stuff. Stick.
And
with
it's made locally.
Made locally, Zatarain's, yeah. So that's kind of the base for the dressing. Chicken salad always, of course, needs some celery. So we'll take a couple stalks of celery here. And we're making, this is probably about a pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast that I have cooking right now. So I'll use 2 ribs of celery.
Now it's served probably about 4 people if you're making this at home?
Yeah, easily, 4 to 5, because once you put the vegetables in there, it kind of bulks it up.
Right.
Yeah. But it's a very basic, neutral chicken salad. A lot of places you go, and they got some off-the-wall stuff.
Well, this is going to have a lot of flavor with the mustard and the toasted pecans.
Yeah. But it's all very balanced, I think. acidity-wise and fat-wise. It's it all works together.
Another very beautiful contrast with the green and the purple.
Yeah. I like to cook with colors too. If it looks good, and that's a good rule of thumb. The more colorful and bright and fresh something looks, usually the fresher and healthier it is for you. You get the bright, vibrant greens. And
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. All right, these are looking about ready now.
And you were cooking this in an olive oil?
Yes, extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
It's probably the healthiest oil out there that I'm aware of. It tastes really good too.
So you change up your menu. You don't just have the 4 to 5 items. You said you'll have daily specials. Is it seasonal?
Seasonal, yes. We're a farm-to-table concept, meaning that we source as much of our products from local purveyors and farmers. Everything from the vegetables to the pork to beef, when I can get it, is local, Louisiana-raised and grown products. As much as all this stuff right here is.
You said this kale was from the North Shore.
The kale is from the North Shore. It's from Hustler, Louisiana. I've partnered with my friends over at Cubby Rise. I've been working with them for almost a decade. But they do a great job with their vegetables. So it's kind of fun to buy vegetables off the back of their truck when they come around, and and it's not too many restaurants are doing that nowadays, and it's kind of one of the things that sets us apart, that we really walk the walk.
So where did you learn to cook these fascinating dishes besides your grandma's influence? Oh, sounds absolutely delicious. This looks beautiful and smells. You can't smell this at home, but it smells absolutely delicious. And lots of veggies, and like you said, not much mayonnaise.
Not much mayo. The yogurt really kind of gives it another layer of flavor.
I don't think I'd have leftovers in my house.
And you can take this and you can put it in, what my wife likes to do is put it in, iceberg lettuce cups.
Ooh,
and eat
yeah.
it like, it's
like a lettuce wrap.
Yeah, like a lettuce wrap. You can put it over a salad. And I can make a quick little kale Caesar here.
Okay.
I have some romaine, some fresh romaine, and some fresh lacinato, or black Tuscan kale, it's also called. This is from the North Shore, from our friends at Cubby Rise.
It's beautiful.
It is. It's great.
And crisp.
It's crisp, and it's not. Sometimes with kale, it gets a little tough to eat unless it's cooked first. But this is really, it's quite tender, and it's
got a neat texture too.
Yeah. It's a great texture. It's got the crunch, so you don't need all the croutons for the crunch, which is great.
And kale's available in most grocery stores.
Yeah, they have, and I do recommend if you can find this lacinato or black Tuscan kale, or black kale it's called, I suggest trying that. It's great. It's my favorite of the kales, and there's 100 different varieties.
Right.
There's Red Russian, there's there's all kinds of different ones. But the one most commonly found is the green curly kale. And that's the one you could get pretty much at any supermarket. And it's good too, but I just prefer this
I love the texture.
And they're all great for you. They're all super healthy. It's a superfood. The more you eat, the better. It's really the rule of thumb with that. And then the romaine, we'll chop this up a little bit too. And it's, you can do the blend according to your taste. I like it about 50-50. That's a good mix that I've found. So once we have our little salad green mix in here, we'll go ahead and dress that. I have some homemade Caesar dressing, low sodium. We use some extra virgin olive oil in here. Some low sodium anchovy paste. We used the white anchovies instead of the traditional ones in the tin that are real salty. And some Parmesan cheese. We use the real Parmesan cheese. The stuff that's with cheeses, like the real Parmesan, it's more expensive, but it tastes better, and you don't need to use as much. Right. And that's what I've found. So we'll put a couple tablespoons in there. And we'll toss that up. I like to lightly dress my salads, especially at the restaurant. If somebody wants some more dressing, that's no problem. But it's tough to, it's harder to
You can't remove it.
take it off the lettuce and then add, a little bit more to it. So we'll toss this nice and light. Just a touch of salt. And some black pepper, some coarse black pepper. And when I build my salads, I like to build them nice and tall. So take little pinches and just keep going up and up and up. And it shows how fresh the lettuces are and how crisp they are. If it's these old wilted lettuces, they just kind of fall down on the plate. But these are nice and fresh ones. So we're not going to put croutons on it because we have the crunch from the kale. We're also going to take some toasted almonds. Okay. It goes along nice with the flavors of it, and it gives you a little crunch. So
a little protein.
Yeah, a little protein in there. So put that on there. We also have some Reggiano Parmesan cheese. It was the same cheese that goes in the dressing. Here we just took a peeler and kind of peeled it off the block. Put a little sprinkle of that on there. And then we're going to top it with our chicken salad.
And you get this whole entire plate for under 350 calories?
This is a couple of portions. This is more like family style. This is for,
Hey, this is up for two.
Yeah, this is for two, maybe even three. But for a half cup, so 4 ounces of this chicken salad, it's roughly 180, 190 calories in that neighborhood. And depending on how much mayonnaise you use. And yeah, so there you go, right there.
Beautiful.
And I think that should do it.
All righty.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for being
Thanks
on
for
the show
having me
today.
on.
This is a
All right.
wonderful dish, and we'll find you right there on Metairie Road.
Come check us out.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thank
Fred.
you.
Join us next time for another great Eat Fit NOLA cooking segment. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more Community Health Heroes.
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
Okay, all right.
They might surprise you.
She took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
Storms come up fast. Take time for storm protection now. Reinforce your roof. Make sure you're adequately insured. Shutter windows and other openings. Elevate your home if you live in a low-lying area. To learn more about how you can protect your family and property from storms, visit getagameplan.org and click on Mitigation Plan. Louisiana, we can do this. This mitigation message brought to you by the Governor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you would like to suggest a health topic, send us information on your health organization's events, or recommend your favorite Eat Fit NOLA restaurant, please visit our Facebook page or email us at communityhealthheroes@gmail.com or visit our website, www.communityhealthheroes.org. We hope that the information we provide today will help you and your family live healthier and happier lives. I'm Dr. Penny Walker, and I'll see you next time on Community Health Heroes.